Welcome to Quits Gaming. My name is Sylvanward, and today we are back to playing 1000 Lies, and I'm hoping it goes better than the last episode, where it turned out that our three main characters are all a bunch of assholes. So, let's continue. It's now recess at Dujane Institute. Oss and I go for a walk outside the school grounds, wandering with no particular destination in mind. Through the street that serves as the heart of our small town. It has become a routine. It's not even that big in the first place, but we live in a modest European town whose inhabitants thrive off a rich history and modern-day political lies. Blech. I've lived here my entire life, and the only positive quality I can think of is the fresh, unpolluted air. In other words, it's really boring here. Although it's still better to die of boredom than to try to deal with those little brats back at the school. Damn, I never expected for it to end so badly. I didn't think it was a big deal. Even though we're pranking everyone more often than before, we haven't done anything too terrible. I guess that's the risk we took with doing that to the new teacher. Some people take life too seriously. You pretended to commit suicide right in the middle of class. How is that not serious? The comedian standing next to me is Oss Eldwine. He is a perverted, narcissistic guy who can't decide whether he loves women or his own reflection more. He calls himself a lady killer, and I can confirm that it's true, in a literal sense, from shock and terror usually. Well, to be honest, I know he has a reputation as a womanizer around the school, but from what I've seen, I'm skeptical. He has stuck to me like a parasite ever since I transferred to the school a few years ago. Since then, just like with our little play, we've wasted our time pulling pranks and being dumbasses together. I'm just faking it, but he really has a natural talent for it. Because of our infamous endeavors, no one can actually take us seriously. That's why we're known as class clowns above all else. In all the years we've been studying here, we've never gotten into any major trouble. Just sometimes getting lectured or complained at. The fact that Oss, although it may seem impossible, has the highest grade in his class probably has something to do with it. And well, I'm just a pretty face, I guess. I'm a lucky guy who knows how to escape before the smoke sets off the alarm. But it seems we've scared the new teacher a little too much, especially by pretending she might have an immoral relationship with a student. But what else should we have expected from an age that places precedence on political correctness? Real issues are shrugged off while everyone is off living in their own bubbles, dreading that someone may try to pop it. Basically, right now, they're discussing where they should chop our heads off and which weapon they should use, axe or guillotine. I don't regret it, though. It really wasn't that bad. They're just too sensitive. Hey, are you listening to me? Are you doodling again? Every time I get distracted, you always have your nose in that notebook. It's impressive how long it can take for Oss to notice his surroundings. Since we left, I've been writing in the small pocket-sized notebook that I always keep with me. And no, I wasn't listening to him. I don't consider it healthy to pay attention to him anyways. I've asked you a couple times already, are you going to show me what you're writing eventually or not? We've been friends for like 6 years, still you've never let me see it. I puff and close the notebook with my thumb and index finger. It's a question that I should expect by now, seeing as this fixation of mine usually catches everyone's attention at some point. No, it's not weird to write entries in a diary or to jot down ideas. Neither of which was what I was doing. It's only because I do so often that it's even noteworthy. What am I writing? No, Oss. Your question is incorrect in seeing that I'm the one who's writing anything. It's my hand. It moves by itself. Every time I have the premonition of a catastrophe, my fingers themselves scribe a future into this notebook. I've been keeping it a secret because of this power. If I put it in the wrong hands, it could be used for evil. Catastrophe? Wait a second, are you shitting me? Catastrophe how? Am I in danger? My friend's verbosity suddenly accelerates within a second. Meanwhile, I open the notebook and read what I had just written, then turn my gaze away and bite my lip. Hey. I don't like that face. What did you just read? I hope that's not something harmful to me. What the fuck just happened? At that very moment, I shiver. It was as if lightning had struck me. With no control over my body, I write a short sentence on the new page and then rip it out as the premonition finishes. Okay, now you're really freaking me out. What did you write? I can't tell you. Hand it over. Oz snatches the crumpled sheet of paper away from me. Finally, while trying to keep a composure that he clearly lacks, he reads its contents. The time is quickly approaching. Something worse than death will hunt you down. Yeah! Eh? I only touched your shoulder. Why'd you jump? How are my favorite guys? I've got good news. What kind of premonition is this, Sierra? Well, I wrote something worse than death, and then Ziva came along. I think it hit the mark. What are you talking about? And why do I get the feeling that it isn't good? Let's not get into the details. Sierra was writing in his notebook again, and I wanted to know what it was, since he never tells us. Excuse me. Ziva moves her gaze from Oz to me, blinding me with that sparkle shimmering in her eyes so brightly that it resembles a lighthouse. Oh? So Indian was compulsively writing in his notebook again. Can I see what you wrote too? Can I? She tries to steal my pocket-sized notebook by jumping on me, but since I'm used to her trying this kind of thing, I manage to evade her in time and hide away in my back pocket. Hands off, Sigmund Freud. She is so unfair. If you won't show it to me, then your treatment will never progress, Indian. Don't be deceived by her charm and appeal. Ziva Shani is one of the most dangerous species in the entire world, according to 9 out of 10 experts. While most of my fellow fauna will tell you the opposite, since they're all madly in love with her, to me, Ziva's nothing more than a headache. I mean, just take a look at her. It's like she's straight out of an... It's like she's straight out of an RPG with those clothes, but since she's attractive, everyone just turns a blind eye. If I had to describe her, I'd say a wannabe psychologist with a touch of indecisiveness and deceit, who has also been determined to ruin my life since the very first moment she met me earlier this year. Her dream is to go to college and focus on the studies of the human mind. Goodness, I am just yawning everywhere. And what better practice than experimenting with mine first? Somehow she found out about my habit of scribbling in my notebook, which she describes as interesting, and hasn't stopped bugging me since. She decided I'd be her test subject. Not a week goes by where she doesn't try to psychoanalyze me or fish my paper scraps out from the trash and read them. Even worse, sometimes she tries to steal my notebook so she can discover its secrets. At least now she calls me by my surname. Before that, it was just patient to her. Only thing that needs to be treated is your head, Ziva. Well, what were you going to say before you attacked me? Oh, I almost forgot. I snuck into the teacher's lounge and gave them my biggest, saddest puppy dog eyes so I could pacify them and blah, blah, blah. They only gave me the usual speech and sent me away. Aren't I lucky? Well, it should have been expected. It wasn't that bad. I guess I won't be scolded again this time either. Huh? I wasn't talking about you guys, just me. Then what part of it exactly do you call good news? Thought you'd be happy for me, Indian. I didn't expect you to react so selfishly. Come on. They can't be that hard on us. If they let Ziva get away with with it, then our fate would probably be the same. We've done worse things day after day and nothing has ever happened, right? That kind of isn't a good reasoning behind it. Yeah, but this time it was all the master plan of this lady right here, who also insisted on participating in one of our operations with us. And she doesn't even care what happens to her comrades now. Seriously, that explains why Ziva would participate with us at all, but... It was you who owed me one, Indion, so stop complaining. Plus, I was just messing with you. I wouldn't really hang you out to dry. You don't have to worry about anything. The substitute is angry, but the rest of the staff didn't really take it seriously. The only thing you've got to do now is apologize to her and shed some crocodile tears to show how very sorry you are and you're finished. See how easy it is? Can't believe you don't trust me, Indion. You have such little faith in me. Okay. I feel like I should say this because maybe I'm the odd one out here. I feel like just because the entire teacher body is jaded and apathetic to everything that you do because you've done it so much doesn't mean you doesn't mean you didn't do something wrong. It just means that people apparently have stopped caring. But obviously you did something wrong because someone's upset about it. Little to none. Anyway, that was the bare minimum you could have done since you were involved, so stop grumbling. I did help you though, so I want a favor in return. Can you come with me to... Request denied. No favors. Jeez. Come on, what's with the long faces? Remember how in less than a month finals begin? Less fighting and more having a good time so we can leave this place with a good impression, okay? By the way, Ziva, what kind of favor did he owe you, if you don't mind me asking? I think this is the first time I've heard of Ciar owing anyone a favor without a bet or something being involved. Hell, not too long ago, he wouldn't do anything unless there was a bet involved. Oh, it was nothing. I just asked my uncle if he knew about a certain package since he works in the post office. Speaking of which, you never did tell me what that was all about. Told me you'd explain it another time. Fold my arms and raise an eyebrow, resigning myself to answer despite my clear lack of interest. It's kind of a bad anecdote, but I guess we have the time anyways. Both Oz and Ziva look at me expectantly. Their interest can be more apparent. I initially resist, but end up yielding to the pressure. Alright, I'll tell you everything, but I'm warning you, it's just a depressing love story. A love story? You don't have to tell the entire world, you know. I wasn't aware my young and pure Ciaran had already become a man. It must have been due to my benevolent influence. Tell me, what kind of person are you willing to put up with your eccentricity, Compañero mio? Hey, I always have to put up with you and I don't complain. Quit joking around. But you complain every single day. Could you please stop beating around the bush? Stop breathing. Okay, straight to the point. I get it. Clear my throat before starting. Oh, but guess what? We're out of time. So, we're going to hear this stupid love story on the next episode of Quits Gaming. And thank you for joining me.
Hey guys, I'm Bear.
I'm Silvermore.
And thanks for watching our video.
If you like what you see, why not like, comment, or subscribe by clicking the button to the bottom of this video. Or you can check out our other social media sites in the description below, or on this beautifully illustrated picture that Bear drew.
So we'd like to give you guys thanks for everything. And if you like what you saw, try looking at some of the other videos.
Always open to suggestions, so feel free to let us know if there's anything you'd like to see us play. Thank you for joining us again, and we will see you on the next episode. Mwah.
Bye, babies.